LeBron James been going through a little. He been getting some heat coming his way.
Yeah.
And why he been getting heat coming his way?
Okay, so what's going on in Hong Kong right now? Currently in Hong Kong, up until 1997, British they owned Hong Kong. Like
the British
owned Hong Kong. So they
really
Hong Kong was a part of theirs.
Okay.
So there was agreements in 1990 to what I'm saying. In 1995, we're gonna hand this over to you. The process took over, and says as of 1997, Hong Kong was handed back over to China.
Okay.
So it's that's why like China, they call it the mainland, or the the country of two countries.
Okay.
One land, two countries, because basically Hong Kong, because of the the rules and everything that the British put there are different from what happens in the mainland in China.
Okay.
So in China, like you have situations where if you're arrested for certain things, certain crimes, like let's say you're given life, in jail, they don't even like life is death basically. So basically they just go ahead and chop you up, take your organs and sell them. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah. And then they'll have like shit like concentration camps where they just take people and if you speak against the government or whatever, they just snatch people up and put them off in like a tent farm somewhere. Nobody knows.
In 2019.
In 2019, that happens in China.
Mainland China. Blood clot.
Right. So criminals and certain things, speaking against the government and certain acts come with harsh punishments, right? So, but the difference is in mainland China, the rules is this, but in Hong Kong, however, the rules haven't been that. So
Hong Kong, let's I don't know if you'd be able to answer this.
Yeah.
Hong Kong is just a city though. Okay.
Right.
It's not like a state.
Right. Well, it might be a state.
All right.
Yeah, it might be a state.
Forget that question.
You're right. It might be a state.
Okay.
So now, like, they trying to incorporate Hong Kong's, laws and everything
in the mainland.
In the mainland, trying to incorporate the mainland laws in with Hong Kong.
Okay,
so,
opposite. Okay, go ahead.
The opposite. So, where they could now extradite criminals from Hong Kong into the mainland, so and they'll be subjected to these harsh and cruel treatments, which people in Hong Kong is like, nah, we're not with that, because the Hong Kong system is more like ours in America, where what I'm saying, and then of course China is more like
it's more reasonable.
Yeah, it's more reasonable, where in China it's more like communistic type situation. So they're looking to extradite criminals from there. So they put that bill on there, and that's when the people really start protesting, like, nah, we ain't with that, we don't want that, we don't want to be subjected to those things. Gotcha. So they started protesting. So in the bill was presented in April, I believe, and then the protest started, and then they decided to table the agreement, but the protesters are still like, nah, because tabling it simply means you could bring it up at another time.
Gotcha.
So now we're just gonna leave this here because it's y'all bitching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they were like, now, like, get rid of it in totality. Like, say it's off the table, pretty much.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And of course, the mainland is refusing to do that. So I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I think he's GM from Houston. He had tweeted out something, what I'm saying, in regards to these people in Hong Kong deserve their freedom, something to that aspect.
Yeah.
And that, what I'm saying, I think ruffled a lot of feathers in China.
Yes.
As far as their business goes with the NBA.
Yes.
Right. So when asked, LeBron's comments were something to the aspect like he was uninformed when he made those tweets. I think he spoke a little bit too early. Not only financial implications could have happened, but people's lives could have been lost, and da.
Yeah.
So he led with the financial part, and then he kind of, rebutted with the rest of the thing, lives and all this.
Yeah.
And given that there's protesters dying in the streets, the police are shooting protesters and stuff like that in Hong Kong, and given that where any common man could identify with what the people of Hong Kong are fighting for.
Yeah.
You know, especially in America, you know, because of what we're accustomed to, the kind of freedom we're accustomed to. A lot of people are like, yo, how could LeBron James not get behind that? You know what I'm saying? How could he not get behind something like that? He's somebody that, you know, will say something like, I'll withhold. I like to be informed before I make a comment. I like to look into things.
Yeah.
And that's things that he's tweeted out in the past. But in this instance, he, you know what I'm saying, they're like, okay, so if you're informed on what's going on, then why would you make such a comment? Why wouldn't you be in support of this? You know what I mean? Or why wouldn't you just say, yeah, people deserve their freedom? So, you know, they're just measuring up to something of the aspect of where it's like, okay, you know, he has a new Space Jam movie coming out. China is definitely a big market for that movie and everything like that. And, you know, and they say he has a lot of branding deals going on in China. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the NBA trying to expand, you know what I'm saying, nationwide, worldwide.
Yeah.
You know, that's affecting business, and China is really one of them countries that could afford to be petty when it comes to certain things and what takes place in their country. You know?
I guess maybe the bigger question is
restrictions on internet. There's a lot of restrictions that they have. You know.
So is LeBron James bought?
It's like it's one of them things where I have to say yes. Yeah. But you could also argue that even though he's bought, like, wouldn't you be bought too? You know, in a sense.
It depends. I guess it depends. When I look at LeBron, I think that independently he has enough money to pretty much say fuck China and fuck what y'all about and stand with Hong Kong. Nah. I don't know about his assets, but at the same time, he has people that he needs to answer to. Right. Because yes, he kind of is his own boss. He got the uninterrupted and the this and the that. Yeah, but he got a lot of
the NBA is still his boss.
The NBA is still his boss. So I think in this aspect, on a global level or a worldwide or outside the United States type situation, I think pretty much behind the scenes they told LeBron shut the fuck up or else.
Who?
Whoever they is.
The they of the league?
Nike.
No. They I don't think they told him to shut the fuck up. It would almost seem like he's in agreement, like
with China and not Hong Kong.
No, he's in agreement with the NBA as far as I feel like it's not mainly a boss thing. I feel like this is a part of my investment. I have also a stake in this.
And because we all know that he want to be a team owner and shit like that.
So I think he's like, I have a stake in all this, and you're fucking up the brand. Like this is fucking up the brand and the brand's expansion, and we need this right now. And I think, you know, of course, there's people that's highly paid to research these things and, you know what I'm saying, look into it and fact checks things and everything like that. And they might have had a seat at the table like, yo, listen, we need to stay away from this shit. So, you know, I think he, in his attempt speaking, he was actually, I feel like he was trying to scold that general manager for even saying some shit. You know what I'm saying?
And
that's how it came.
I didn't hear the exact quote. Like I said, I've been kind of reading about it and I've been hearing like a little different things or whatever. Yeah. I agree with that. I think that he did kind of scold, or he tried to make it sound like dude that whatever dude said or tweeted or whatever it was dumb shit. Yeah. And like I feel like he has interests.
Yeah, he has clear interest in, you know what I'm saying, what's going on over there. Yeah. And it's just in his best interest to look the other way. I feel like in this instance, you know what I'm saying?
So, okay, so is this like an integrity question?
Oh yeah, I absolutely. But I think we all, like everybody says, man, we all got a price. So it's like sometimes like, okay, it is an integrity issue, but you know what I'm saying, what's your price? And what you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Jay-Z, you know, aligning himself with the NFL, but you know when they say, hey man, if you want to fight from the inside, not from the outside, you know what I mean? So, you know, we have somebody from within, but you know.
So you're saying
it's every cause your cause.
What's your thoughts on LeBron saying or not saying much?
My thoughts on LeBron saying and not saying much. I think I'm a man, and like I said, I know as human beings we're imperfect, man, and to say the right thing, do the right thing is not always the easiest thing. You know, we all know right from wrong, right? But you know what I'm saying, like, if you know, do you pass up on dreams and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, if your dream is to do this, that, you see something directly impacting your dream, what do you do then? You know what I'm saying? What do you do when that's directly, you know, could fuck up the forecast of your dreams?
And that's a valid question. It's a hard question to answer. You know what I mean? Like you said, if his dream is to eventually retire as a player and own an own an NBA team, and be this global ambassador for basketball,
right? So
do I step out on a limb and say, China, you fucked up for doing this and doing that and da 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 da? Most likely not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The businessman in me is saying, nah, I can't fuck that up because I know what my end game is. And it seems like he does know what his end game is, especially when we're talking about reaching out to a whole different company and reaching out to a whole different country, continent, and all that shit. Yeah. I think he knows what his end game is. But I think also us as fans or people out here in the United States, when we look at LeBron, we look at him as being outspoken. We look at him as always being on the right side of justice, so to say. And he'll speak out regardless of if it makes him look bad or not. So on this situation, maybe he's not informed as he thinks he is. Yeah, maybe he don't know the ins and outs and the outs and the ins of the situation.
Maybe you should just keep it real, like Donald Trump referring to Turkey and Iran, man. You know, Turkey and Iran. You know, right now I think they're at a ceasefire right now. You know, there was beefs, but you know, everybody was telling United States need to get involved with this, and we need to support Iran. You know what I'm saying? But Donald Trump was like, sometimes, man, when they have words with each other, you just gotta let them fight it out. They'll come to agreement afterwards, but just gotta let them, go in the locker room and fight it out. Like, sometimes you just gotta let them do what they do. And I was like, yo, that was the most horrible, perfect thing to say too, though. Like, real shit, I have to get involved with every goddamn thing, Like,
that's what he said, though? Yes. He said, go in the locker room?
Yeah, he's like, yo, just go ahead. Yeah, they could just go ahead and fight it out. You know what I'm saying? Fight it out. Afterwards, you could talk, you can have words afterwards, but hey, sometimes you just gotta let them fight it out. See a good fight. This nigga Donald is the GOAT, bro. I tell you, he's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT, man.
He gonna go down in history, bro.
Yo, for real, bro.
Whether it's good history or bad history,
he going down in
down in history.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, sometimes you gotta lay Hong Kong and China. Yo, y'all gotta duke it out. Maybe this ain't my business. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, man, I don't know. Like I said, I would be able to say more if I knew exactly what was going on in China and Hong Kong and the whole beef and the blah 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 blah. Yeah. But it's a lot of history that goes on. Like you said, the whole British rule and this, that, and the third. It's a lot. It's a lot to go on to be able to speak from it from an educated standpoint and say, yo, LeBron should have or didn't or blah 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 blah. But I think that he's doing his best to stay the fuck out of it, and I think that's what he should do.
All right, man.
Stay out of it. Yo, if you like that clip, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And go ahead and leave a comment. Become a part of this conversation.
Hit us with them thumbs up.
And remember, you're not here for the facts.
You're here for the opinions.
It's Bootleg Kid Podcast.
The realest.